You also find the narrations, obviously, that mention him with Idris alayhi salam. Idris, who is Enoch, the son of Sheeth, the grandson of Adam alayhi salam. And Idris, what you can take from the narrations about him is that he's a man with ulu al-himma. He's a man with high ambitions that, is very prone to calling people to good and forbidding evil. أول من خط بالقلم, the first one to write with a pen, and so on and so forth. A person who loves da'wah. There's a very famous narration about Idris alayhi salam that Idris wanted to know how much time he has left. Why did he want to know how much time he has left? Because, for most people, it's that, you want to party it up until the last day. Like if you know the date of your death, well, okay, I'm going to party it up, and then on that day, tawbah, right? Just have it on your calendar, repent, then die, right? It doesn't work that way, right? Is that why Idris wanted to know the date of his death? No. Idris alayhi salam wanted to know the date of his death, or he wanted to know how much time he had left because of his aspirations of da'wah. Because of he wanted to know how to adjust his goals accordingly. So he tells Jibraeel alayhi salam to find out for him. And the reason why I mention this narration right now is because one thing to note about Jibraeel as well, he is the only one that can take a prophet through the heavens and bring him down. He's the only one that can ascend or descend with any of the prophets of Allah through the heavens. He takes Idris alayhi salam and he ascends with him. And in this, in these athar, which are primarily from the people of the book, he meets the angel of death in the fourth heaven. And in the fourth heaven, Jibraeel alayhi salam asks the angel of death that this is the servant of Allah, Idris, and he wants to know how much time he has left. And the angel of death says, I was amazed when Allah told me to take this man's soul in the fourth heaven. So he dies in the fourth heaven. Ibn Hajar, rahimahullah, who obviously is the most strict of hadith, he says that these narrations are strengthened and corroborated by the evidence from the Prophet ﷺ that when the Prophet ﷺ went on the night of Al-Isra wal Mi'raj, where did he meet Idris? In the fourth heaven. So Idris is the only man that ever died in the heavens, right? And that's one of the interpretations of وَرَفَعْنَاهُ مَكَانًا عَلِيًّا, that we raised him to a high position. And biblically, Enoch dies in the fourth heaven. Okay, so it's corroborated by the evidence from the Messenger ﷺ as well. So you find that mention of Jibraeel responding to the request of a prophet, taking him through the heavens to meet Allah or to meet the angel of death, to help him, to answer his requests. The most mentions of Jibraeel alayhi salam with any previous prophet are with Ibraheem and his family. So Ibraheem, who is subhanAllah mentioned so highly by the Prophet ﷺ, this is the millah of Ibrahim, this is the religion, the way of Ibrahim alayhi salam. You'll find the mention of Jibraeel alayhi salam with Ibrahim on numerous occasions. You find it from the moment that Ibrahim was thrown into that fire. Now, Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu says, when Ibrahim was to be thrown into the fire, all of the angels wanted to help him. Mikael was waiting for a command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to put the fire out. I mean, Allah could have easily just caused it to storm and the fire goes out. All of the angels are waiting and wondering why there's a delay in the command to do away with the fire or to protect Ibrahim alayhi salam. So Jibraeel comes to Ibrahim alayhi salam and he says, هل لك حاجة? Is there anything you want me to do for you? Ibrahim knows why Jibraeel is asking that question. He says, أما إليك فلا. He said, look, if it's from you, I don't want anything from you. He said, if it's from Allah, then okay. He recognizes that Jibraeel was not given a command from Allah to put the fire out. So if it's from Allah, then I'll take it. If it's from you, Jibraeel, look, Allah has a plan, right? So Jibraeel is telling Ibrahim, لِمَ لَا تَسْأَلْهُ? Why don't you just ask him? Just ask Allah. It'll all be dealt with. Ibrahim alayhi salam says, عِلْمُهُ بِحَالِي كَافٍ عَنْ سُؤَالِي. Allah knows my situation. His knowledge of my situation makes it irrelevant for me to ask. Now that's not for us, that's for the prophets of Allah. Meaning Allah knows, God knows what's happening right now. So Abraham knows that, you know what, Allah is going to make a way out of this. All right? So Jibraeel alayhi salam wants to help him, and that's actually the origin of the words, according to Abdullah bin Mas'ud and many of the companions, of Hasbi Allah wa ni'mal wakil. That Ibrahim was the first one in that situation to say, Allah is enough for me, and He's the best of protectors. And obviously the plan of God, the plan of Allah was what? That the fire wasn't going to burn Abraham. Kuni bardan wa salama. Be cool and peaceful on Ibrahim alayhi salam. So we see it there.